Assalamu alaikum everyone, hope you're all doing good. As we all know that now we are on unit 5, which is Perseus and the Gorgon. Before taking the story, we should know that we are going to read and we are going to learn the word bank. Let's see what are some of the words that are given in the word bank. The first word is banquet. That means a special meal, especially most of the people have it. Constellation, a group of stars forming different patterns in the sky. Tuning, it means trickery or the tricks that people use to play with each other. Disgrace means loss of respect or reputation. Ferocious, that means wild and cruel. Gagged means to be choked. And hideous means extremely ugly. Then we have nymph, it means a beautiful creature, especially in the spirit of nature. Petrified, it means frightened or terrified. And the last one is tyrant, which means a cruel ruler or an evil ruler. Okay, now moving forward towards our story now. The story is about Perseus and his mother, who were sent to live in an island which was known as Seriphus. Polydectes was the king of the island, and he was an evil and a cruel king. When they started living on an island, Polydectes wanted to marry Perseus' mother. But Perseus refused him, and he knew that the king was angry because he was used of getting everything what he wanted. And now the king was angry, so he wanted to take a revenge from Perseus, and he wanted to leave the island. So he started plotting against him, started making a plan. Now what the king did, he invited Polydectes, the king invited Perseus to his palace, and Perseus knew that whoever used to visit his palace was supposed to bring a horse as a gift. But Perseus was very poor. He could not buy a horse. He could not afford a horse. He could not even buy it. So what he decided, he said that it was disrespectful to refuse the invitation. So he decided to go to the palace without any gift, without any present. Later on, when the king Polydectes asked him for the gift, he felt so embarrassed, and he said that I have no gifts for you today, but I promise that I will bring you another gift, whatever you like. Just name it and I will bring it. Now, at this moment, Polydectes had a chance to, take revenge from Perseus, and he said that bring me the head of Medusa. What does it mean? He meant that he wanted Medusa to be killed. Medusa was one of the witches, and everyone of that time used to afraid of her. So what he pleaded, what he demanded from Perseus, he said that he wanted the head of Medusa. He wanted him to kill Medusa and bring him the head of Medusa. Now the Perseus agreed, and he said that yes, definitely he is going to bring the head of Medusa. But his mother refused, and she pleaded and she requested to not to go towards that place because it was really dangerous. But he said that in order to save himself and his mother, he had to do all this, and he wanted to save his family from a cruel king Polydectes. Before leaving, 3 of the most powerful people of Seriphus, they were named as Zeus, Hermes and Athena. They wanted to help him because they knew that something unfair was happening to him. So what they did, Zeus gave him a special sword and a helmet that could make him invisible. Hermes gave him a sandals that would make him fly, and Athena gave him a polished shield. These were the things that were quite helpful to him. So in the end, he took all those things, and he was quite grateful, quite thankful to them, and he started moving towards the place of Medusa. But before he left, Athena warned him that he wanted a special kind of a bag to keep Medusa's head. So he started asking where he could find that bag, and she said that first of all he need to go to the northern shore, and over there he will find a nymph, and she is going to have a bag. Now he went to the northern shore, and what he saw there, he saw 3 different witches who were playing with an eyeball. And he knew that he could take this eyeball in order to trick the witches. cause he knew that these three witches knew where exactly he could find the nymphs. So what he did, he took the eyeball from the witches and then he started asking him the questions. He started asking them the question. He asked them where could he find the nymphs, and the witches knew that they had no chance except telling them the exact place of the nymphs. So later on, they told him that where he's going to find the nymphs, and he returned their eyeball back and started traveling towards the nymphs. Finally, he found the nymphs, and the nymphs gave him a silver knapsack, which means a silver bag, and he kept the bag with him and started traveling towards the cave of Medusa. Now he started rushing towards Medusa's cave, and he finally found Medusa, but he was little bit scared as as her face was quite terrible. Her face was quite, you can say, frightening. So later on, he very bravely he chopped off her head, he killed her, and he took off her head and put it inside the bag. And when Medusa's sister heard her, they woke up and they started running behind Perseus. But Perseus became successful in running away from the cave using his winged sandals, using his sandals that had wings. He flew away from the cave and he ran away, and he became successful in escaping. So this was not the end of the journey. While he was coming back towards the castle, he saw a young woman and her name was Andromeda. She was stuck among the rock, and she was and a terrible monster was sitting beside her, and she could not able to leave that place. So what he did, Perseus decided to rescue her, to help her, and later on he started fighting with the monster, and in the end he killed the monster and saved the young woman. Now when Perseus returned back to the castle, he told the king that I have your gift. And the king started laughing because he couldn't believe that he actually brought the head of Medusa. So he said that show me what you have brought. And Perseus closed his eyes tightly and pulled out Medusa's head from the bag. He pulled out the head and he showed it to everyone, and it was believed that whoever used to look into Medusa's eyes were turned into the stones. So the king and all the people in the castle, in the palace, were turned into the stone. And in the end, Polydectes' brother, whose name was Dictys, he was a kind person. He started ruling Seriphus, the island of Seriphus. And Perseus and Andromeda, they got married, and this is how the story comes to an end. It was a happy ending. Everything went fine. And thank you so much for listening. Hope you understood today's story.